These are CS2 skins that look much better in Battles card than factory new, and most of them are super cheap as well. And first off, we have the P90 Neo Queen, which this is how it looks in factory new. There's nothing really special about it, but here's the Battles card version, which as you can see turns purple, and the higher the float, the more purple it will be. This one is only 35 cents as well. And next up we have the P250 Verdigris, and the factory new version is brown and green, but the Battles card version is much greener and basically has no brown. It even looks like an actual emerald under good lighting, which makes this skin much better in my opinion, and it costs 20 cents. But if you go and get the super high float one, it would generally be more expensive. But then we have the Bowie Crimson Web, which, well, here's the normal factory new version, but then here's the Battles card. Personally, I think it looks so unique, but the better ones are the ones that are over 0.70 float, which are pretty hard to price, but some sold for almost $1,000, so there's that. And then we have the Tech 9 Hades, which the helmets in this skin look normal in factory new as you can see, but if you go to the Battles card version, they basically turn into skulls, which is a pretty cool Easter egg, and this is not a cheap skin though, as it still costs around $20. This video was sponsored by Skins Monkey, which is a trading platform where you can trade your old rusty CS2 skins for some new shiny ones in seconds. You just select the skins that you want to trade and the ones that you want to get. You click trade and it's done. If you use my code OZNI on the website, you get a bonus of up to $5 for free and a 35% bonus when buying balance. They also host giveaways in the freebies page, and link to Skins Monkey is in the description. Next up, the M44 Edgelord, and the factory new version looks very pallid and basically colorless. It's almost silver/black, but in Battles card the skin gets a gold effect, and even though it is not fully gold, it's much more colorful when Battles card, and it only costs about $1. Next up we have the Op Krakow, which this one is debatable if it looks better, but this is the factory new, and if we go to the Battles card version, in higher floats the pink is basically replaced with black, and the main artwork of the skin stays untouched, which is a pretty cool detail, but whether it looks better or not is really up to you. The price of this one is around $42. And then we have the M41S Black Lotus, and the factory new version is very shiny and good looking, but in Battles card it just gets a bit darker and the purple is stronger. It is a small difference, but the colors change as you can see, and honestly I even prefer the Battles card version, which costs about $9.5. Next up, the MP7 Sunbaked, and the factory new version of this skin is very boring and basically colorless, but this one has a pretty nice effect similarly to the Edgelord, in which it basically becomes so much more colorful and it basically looks like a gold skin when it's Battles card, and it is only about 50 cents, but as I said before, if you go for super high float ones it will be more expensive. Next up we have the USP27, which is a new USP from the Armory, and the factory new version is very pallid. I kinda like the design, but it doesn't have anything special. However, the Battles card version, it turns goldish, and even though it's not as huge of a difference as the MP9 that I just showed you, it still looks better in my opinion, and it is only 20 cents. Next up we have the G3 High Seas, which the factory new is mostly gold and brown as you can see in the video, but if we go to the Battles card version, it turns basically green, which is pretty cool, and it only costs about 60 cents. Next up we have the classic knife Night Stripe, and when this one is Battles card, the Night Stripe skin fits perfectly with the pattern of the classic knife. You can see in the video that the difference is actually huge, and I much prefer this one in Battles card, and it is also much more expensive and just looks much better than low float ones in general, and this one is going for about $140. Next up we have the M4A1S Mud Spec, which is a skin that is light brown in factory new, while the Battles card version is much more brown and just more colorful in general. It shines a lot under direct sunlight and it looks like a completely different skin, and I honestly love it, and it is only about 50 cents. Next up we have the All Black Now, and everyone knows this one, but if you don't, the factory new version is black/grey, which looks alright, but the Battles card version of this skin literally turns brown, even kinda goldish, which many people prefer, and it is around $2. Next up we have another very known skin, which is the Night Terror, and this skin is black and red in factory new, but the Battles card version is fully purple, which makes it look so much better and much more unique in my opinion, and it costs about $1.1. And then we have the Galil Rainbow Spoon, which doesn't look better, but it looks quite literally the same no matter the condition. So if you want to get this skin, just buy whichever is the least expensive, and it costs about $43. That is it. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe to the channel for daily CS2 content.